So I just processed a whole super of honey. And these are the wax cappings. You can see they've got lots of honey still in them. So I'm kind of like squishing this out to get every last little bit. And this is what didn't end up going through the extractor. I've got the extractor just dripped out over there. But I'm actually just sort of crushing some of these cappings up. There's holes in the bottom of this container. You can see some of the honey running down in there. And then I have this grid in the bottom of this so that I could just set these on here so they didn't drip all over the place until I can get the bees to clean those up a little bit. So you can see how the honey will drip out of those cappings into the bottom of this container, and it will drip all the way down. And you can see there's, I move this, you can see it. You can see there's a bunch of honey down in there. But that's what just comes out of the cappings. So we try to get every little last bit we can. And then we have the extractor that's got just a little bit more down in there. And we've got that all tipped. And it's dripping into here. And you can look down in the bucket. And there is a bunch of honey down in that bucket. And our bucket is filled up to here. And that's a whole super of honey. So, but you can see it dripping out here. We've got to continue to tip this as we go because there's more in here. It's about up to here on an angle inside there. So we'll end up flipping this whole unit up right horizontally on top of this netting. And what you see in here is wax, and that gets strained out. And then down in there is the beautiful pure honey down in there. You can see there's some bubbles on the top of it just from it moving. But that's the process of the honey and how we do it. We end up scraping all the cappings off of the frames. And these all had caps on them. And we cut that all off with a knife and we put it in that extractor. And you can see inside here, they're like these little tubes. They're called cells that the bees put the honey or the nectar in. And when the moisture level is down below 18%, they'll go ahead and they'll cap this over. And that'll be the sign that the honey won't ferment. And then we will go ahead and take that or leave it for the bees, whatever we have to do at certain times of the year. You can see this one didn't have any honey on it. This is just drawn out comb that they were getting ready to put honey in. So, but we're letting that all drip out, and it's going to take a few days to get all of this to drip out. And then when I'm done with this, like I said, this is all the cappings that I cut off of those frames. This will get down to the point where it's just wax. And what I'm going to do is I will put this in boiling water and boil this and then let it cool. And all the wax will float to the top and make like a big chunk. And then I will take that water out of there, and then I will do it again. And I will run it through some cloth while it's okay, let me try this again. I will do the boiling water. I will let it come to the top, and then I will drain all that out. I will do it one more time like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the wax down that's in the chunk, and I'm going to run it through some paper towel, and that will take out any more propolis or anything else that might be in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a candle out of it.